Kroger, fresh for everyone. Let's see where it takes us. Good morning, Augusta.
Weather headlines on News Channel 6, brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Attorneys.
It's going to be a steamy Sunday with air temps back in the 90s and heat advisories in effect for parts of the CSRA. I'll have all the details for you coming up.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, helping prepare students for the school year. We'll take you there. Plus, there may be help on the way for low-income Americans with disabilities. We'll tell you how. And later, we'll introduce you to the newest winner of WJBF's Mary L. Jones Black Affirmation Award. Details as your #1 source for local weekend morning news starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
Well, good morning, sunshine. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see you. I'm Sean Cabbage-Stock. Coverage you can count on begins with kids heading back to school. Some organizations got together to hold a school supply drive for students that need them. News Channel 6's Graham Lee has more.
Burke County schools will be flooded with students once again this week. And to get them what they need, the Burke County Sheriff's Office held its annual Stuff the Bus school drive.
Our office is really big on service. As you can see, we're out here cooking hot dogs and giving out, waters and Gatorade. So our big thing is making sure that we serve the people, not only to protect them, but to make them feel like they're a part of the community and they can come to us with any problem that they have.
This is the second year the Sheriff's Office has been involved, but the 15th for the drive. They're partnering with United Way of the CSRA to motivate those in the community to give their best for the students.
Giving your best says it all. We have people from the Board of Education donating supplies. We have different businesses, different companies from Burke County donating supplies. We have volunteers here from different businesses. So everybody is definitely bringing their best.
The key for everyone involved is to get the kids what they need to make this school year the best one yet.
A lot of kids in this area don't have access to school supplies, and we're trying to make sure that every kid, when they walk in on Monday, that they have a pencil, paper, and a notebook to be able to learn and to, make it to the next level.
We are super excited to see what happens with these school supplies. We know it's going to children in need right here in Burke County. Kids are coming to school Monday morning, and they are going to be equipped with the tools that they need to have a successful year.
In Waynesboro, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
National Night Out initiatives across the country celebrating 40 years. Organizers say the event is an opportunity for law enforcement officials to create positive relationships within the community. The Grovetown Police Department hosting its event Friday night. Barnwell and Lexington, South Carolina will host their event this Tuesday, August 1st. Each event starts at 5:30. It's at Fillard Park in Barnwell and the Ice House Amphitheater in Lexington. Both events are free and open to the public. We now know the identity of the person killed in a crash in Bamberg County. The coroner's office identifying the victim as 42-year-old Dallas Prevost. As we told you yesterday, the incident happened late Friday night, a half-mile west of Earhart on SC 64, that's also called the Low Country Highway, near Mount Pleasant Road. Troopers say the driver of a pickup truck hit Prevost, who was riding on a bicycle. He died at the scene. There may be help on the way for low-income Americans with Meteorologist Sherry Sheely joins us now with a quick check of the forecast. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, Shawnee. Good morning to you. So I hope you have had a good day yesterday despite all the rain, but good news, we're starting off much better today. In fact, we've got a little bit of sunshine coming through on our Terry Limbert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Doctor's Hospital. We've got some clouds as well as the sun trying to pop out there. So it's going to be a beautiful morning with just a mix of sun and clouds for us. Look at that satellite and radar. We had some showers move through overnight, but those are now off the coast, and back behind it, just a mix of sun and clouds. But we do have a frontal system to our north that will be moving through later on this afternoon that could stir up some showers and storms later on in the afternoon, but we'll enjoy the morning where it'll be pretty clear for us. Temperature-wise, we're in the 70s all across the board, 72 in Augusta, 74 in Bamberg. Saluda, the cool spot, at only 70 degrees. Nice. But despite those cooler temperatures right now, We do have a heat advisory in effect from Wilkes County all the way down to Emmanuel County. All these counties here in this peachy color from 11 a.m. to 9 o'clock today, as heat index values could be up to 106. But for this morning, looking good for us. Don't need any rain gear if you're heading out for Sunday morning services. Temperatures in those mid to upper 70s by the early morning, and then by lunchtime, temps in those mid 80s. But your forecast at a glance as a whole, the morning looking good, just partly cloudy conditions. But then this afternoon, we do have a chance of showers and storms and some steamy temps in those 90s. So enjoy the morning where we'll have some sunshine, but then expect showers and storms this afternoon. I'll break down the timing and how high those temps will get for you today coming up in your full forecast. Back to you, Sean.
All right, sounds good, Sherry. Thank you. Well, bikers will be cruising in Garden City for a great cause this weekend. Richmond County Deputy Kenneth Mercer was shot on the job earlier this month. A benefit ride is taking place for him today. It will start at the Sheriff's Office South Precinct. That's on Mike Paget Highway. Registration is at 10:30. The kickstands will go up at 11. The Salvation Army and the Garden City Rescue Mission are lending a helping hand in this hot summer, and is a helping hand to people who don't have shelter. The rescue mission has been an emergency shelter for more than 22 years and is in jeopardy of closing. The owner is planning on selling the shelter, and workers have started a campaign to help raise money needed to buy the property. So far, almost $100,000 have been donated, but they need so much more.
Have the items laid out on tables, and you register to bid on any items, and you write your bid on a card, I think, and put it somewhere on the table with the item. And then I guess at the end of the auction, they like go through the bids, and whoever the highest bidder is wins that item. And all the money will go to Garden City Rescue Mission.
And that auction will be at 1 p.m. at Victory Baptist Church's Activity Center. You can also go to WJBF.com for more information on how to donate. The CSRA chapter of the Southern Off-Road Bicycle Association looking for 10 volunteers to help with cleaning up the Modoc Trail. If you can help, whether you use the trail or not, you can send an email to sorba.csra@gmail.com. If you still need some back-to-school supplies, listen up. Lexi Collier and Felicia Mims join us to talk about how you can get your kids ready to head back to the classroom. Hey, y'all. See you in a bit.
Black X Work for Six. Join our team today.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Well, local organizations are continuing to work to make back to school less stressful for families. Another back to school event is happening real soon. Lexus Collier and Felicia Mims joining me today. Guys, thank you for joining me. And it's great to see you again.
Good to see you again. Thank you for having us.
No problem. So let's get right to it. Let me make sure I have it right. It's going to be on August 5th over at Bez Academy, right?
Correct.
Okay. Before we do that, Lexi, you were telling me that this involves 4 different groups, maybe?
Yes, it involves 4 different organizations. My homeschooling program, my church as well, the Fullness of Christ, and then a local church that we also fellowship with, the Ministry of Faith, and then another church is New Destination.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why was it so important for y'all to even put this event together?
This event is important because, a lot of families are still going through, financially being able to support their children for back to school supplies, clothes, and all the good things. So we felt that it was very important to come back together for our second annual back to school giveaway because it also was a huge success on last year.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what folks can expect.
Basically, giving out free school supplies. We'll have ice cream truck there. We'll have trucker wings giving out free wings. We'll also have a guy out there giving out funnel cakes and stuff like that. I want to try horseback riding. We see finger crosses on that, but horseback riding and stuff like that. Jumping beans and stuff. Just your average back to school event.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, y'all gonna have haircuts and things of that nature too, right?
Yeah,
That is correct. We're going to have haircuts, and like she was sharing, we also going to have an ice cream truck out there for the children and the family as well. It's just a big family event. We want everyone to come out and be a part of this because it's going to be a huge success. And registration does start at 11 a.m. on August the 5th. Registration, so your child needs to be present in order to receive the backpack.
Right.
I'm just curious, how long did it take for y'all to put something together like this? Because it's the second time you guys have done this, right?
Right. It took us about 2 months.
That is correct.
2 months. 2 months just to figure out who was going to do what, and then once we figured out who was going to do what, we all just started working, and we're getting close to the deadline. Next week being it.
Okay. So if folks want more information, I'm pretty sure y'all on social media, right?
That is correct. If they want more information, they can contact myself, which is Felicia Pinckney Mims,
Right.
at 803-634-4964 for more information. But we ask everyone to come out
Right.
and be a part of this event because you will not be disappointed.
Right.
And I love asking folks when they come here to sit with me, what's next for y'all after this is done? I know this is big, but I'm pretty sure something is next for y'all. So share that with us.
Yes, our ministries are coming together. The Ministry of Faith out of North Augusta, as well as the Fullness of Christ Christian Center. We're going to be coming together to do a Thanksgiving giveaway.
Right.
So please stay tuned for more information on that. You can contact myself, Felicia Pinckney Mills, on social media, as well as Alexis Martin Collier.
And I hope y'all be willing to come back and talk to us about it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Well, ladies, anything else you'd like to add before I let you go?
Just come out and enjoy yourself, have a good time. This is just the beginning for what we are all doing as a group collectively. Each year we hope that it gets bigger and bigger, and we can make a bigger impact on the communities around us.
That is correct. And the time is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bettis Academy Park, located in Trenton, South Carolina, off of Nicholson Road in Trenton, South Carolina.
Hey, y'all got me with those wings, too.
Yes.
Come on out.
Yes.
Come on out. They were so delicious.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what's up. All right. Well, ladies, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. And we'll be right back.
Children first.
Entry for that.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Taking a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at the Augusta Marriott, we can see the sunshine trying to peek through. We've kind of got this layer of clouds here, but definitely can spy the sunshine. So big difference from this time yesterday morning, right? So like I promised, yesterday was a soggy Saturday. Today's going to be a steamy Sunday, but right now not too shabby. 72 degrees here in Augusta. Winds nice and light coming from the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. No issues with visibility here, but some areas may be experiencing some fog this morning, especially where that heavy rain fell overnight. So keep that in mind. But here we're looking pretty good in the Garden City. Across the nation, check it out. We're actually one of the cooler spots in the southeast at 72 degrees here, 76 in Raleigh, also in Jacksonville, 78 in Little Rock. And check it out, some 60s to our north. So yeah, a little bit cooler there, but that's not going to be the case for much longer, as we do have a heat advisory in effect for most of the southeast. But the good news is, check it out, at the west, no more heat advisories for them. So great news is that's shifted to our neck of the woods, so we're getting to experience some of that. But the west definitely needed a break from all that triple-digit heat. So that heat advisory speak of, zooming in a little closer to home, that's from Wilkes County all the way down to Emmanuel counties and all the counties in between in the peach color. And that is in effect from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. And that could be heat indice values up to 106. So definitely stay hydrated, get all that outdoor activity done earlier in the day, and just be safe, be cool, and take it easy there. So let's talk about being cool. Look at yesterday's temperature, only made it to 85 degrees thanks to all that cloud cover and rain. So definitely well below average yesterday, even though it was still pretty sticky outside. And we did pick up over 3 inches of rain, so nearly doubling our rain totals for the month. So that was very good for us to pick up that rain, even though it made for a gloomy day. But our farmers definitely happy to see it. Again, no issues there with drought all across the CSRA. And our totals now for the year, almost 40 inches of rain. So definitely looking good there. And we do have a 40% chance of rain for your Sunday, which is the best chance for the next couple days after today. We're looking at mainly just some isolated afternoon, kind of typical summertime patterns. In the middle of the week, looking nice and dry with lots of sunshine to enjoy. So let's look at today. So we're here this morning. We've just got kind of this mix of sun and clouds. Get to see a nice little sunrise for us. And we're looking good throughout the morning. But then as we get into those afternoon hours, we will see this line of showers and storms approaching from the north. They will push throughout the afternoon hours. We will keep an eye on these, as some of them do look like they could have some heavy rain, possibly some wind in there, but they will push throughout the afternoon hours, and then will clear out in the evening and overnight and for the first part of your Monday. So nothing like yesterday, but definitely want to keep an eye to the sky, as we do have the whole area under a marginal risk of severe weather. The main threat there being damaging winds and heavy rain. So definitely keep an eye on that. If you're planning planning to be by the pool, I think the first half of the day is looking pretty good for you. Temperatures up to 90 degrees by 1 o'clock. But as we approach those afternoon hours, definitely want to keep an eye to the sky. And if you hear the thunder roar, head indoors. But for your 10-day forecast today, looking pretty good, just on the steamy side with a chance of afternoon showers and storms. And that's kind of the same story for your Monday, but then by the middle of the week, nice little cool down in the lower 90s and some sunshine.
I like cool down.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's still ahead? Why parents are putting air tags on their kids. What's trending is next.
Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Time to take a look at what's trending. So this one's for parents. Parents are turning to more high-tech solutions to keep track of their kids. Apple's AirTags are typically used on phones, wallets, and keys, but a Washington Post reports finds some parents are using the tracking devices to monitor their kids in real time. So Apple has emphasized that the device is not meant to monitor children or pets, but that's not stopping the trend, which is becoming increasingly popular among parents of young kids who don't yet have cell phones. So I don't have any children yet, but Sherry, how do you feel about that?
I wonder where they're putting them because, like, if you put on a jacket and they take it off, if you put it on a book bag, they can set that down.
Put it in the shoe, they'll take the shoe off.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know.
Maybe you can implant it in.
Yeah, microchip it in there.
Yes, there you go.
I don't know. That's interesting though, and I have heard people putting them on like dog tags and stuff for their pets because it's cheaper than a lot of tracking devices out there for them. So, way to think outside the box.
Yeah. Well, let me know how it goes, Sherry. Well, if you want to see Barbie on the big screen, how about living like her in North Myrtle Beach? This real-life Barbie dream house is right off of Highway 17. It's a vacation rental named in Pink. It's about a 6-minute walk to the beach, and has room for 22 guests. The owner says she had no idea the Barbie movie was coming out when she closed on the home back in March.
That's pretty cool. And 22 guests, that's a big house.
Yeah.
Get your little golf cart. That 6-minute walk is a little too far, but get a golf cart, drive to the beach.
Maybe we can take GMA on the road and we can go
Yeah.
live from Barbie's dream house.
I like it. I got my pink ready to go.
There you go. Well, coming up on Good Morning Augusta, we're learning more about the feud in Florida that turned deadly. Details coming up. But first, let's send to New York, where Janae Norman is standing by with a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America. Good Sunday morning, Janae.
Good Sunday morning to you. Coming up here on GMA, the latest on former President Donald Trump campaigning in Pennsylvania as he's facing new federal charges in that classified documents case, plus a potential new indictment. A look into his mounting legal fees and what his GOP rivals are saying. We're also learning more about a cyber activity scare. The reports that U.S. officials are on the hunt for Chinese software capable of interrupting military troop movements, the potential danger and response from the White House. And going the distance, we're hanging out with some of the thousands of World Cup fans who've traveled around the world to cheer on Team USA in New Zealand and witness history. You don't want to miss it. It's all ahead here on GMA.
Stop.
Live from Television Park, this is Good Morning Augusta on WJBF News Channel 6.
It's 7:31. Thanks for staying with us. New body camera video shows the moments after mother of four, AJ Owens, was fatally shot by her neighbor in front of her 10-year-old son in Florida. A warning, this video is disturbing.
All right. Hands up! Let's go outside with your hands up!
June, authorities say children, including the victims, were playing in a field near Susan Lawrence's home when they got into a dispute with her. Owens knocking at Lawrence's home. That's when police say she fired a single shot through her closed front door, hitting AJ Owens in the chest.
The baby is only 3 years old, and the reality of it is that he may never remember his mother. That's not sufficient because this is a lifetime of trauma that these children are going to have to deal with.
And Owens' mother is hoping that the current manslaughter charge is upgraded to murder. Switching gears now, WJBF's Black Excellence 365 recognizes inspiring Black individuals and organizations here at the CSRA all year long. Recipients are honored with the Mary L. Jones Black Affirmation Award, and this month we have another winner. Here's Tiffany Hobbs.
At around 20 years old, Lonzo Smith was preparing to come out to his family. He wanted to tell his mother first, but before he could, his father asked him out to dinner.
And he asked me if I was gay. And that was my truth or dare moment. And I said yes. And he looked at me and said, I wish you would have told me sooner.
A father's acceptance, no questions asked. The moment set the stage for the rest of Smith's life.
I had a family that embraced differences in me, but even still, it took me a long time to accept it in myself because I didn't have the language for a long time.
Smith says it was in college where he found that language.
A lot of times you have to leave where you are to find who you are.
While working at a corporate job after college, Smith says he felt something pushing him to do more.
Like the things that I was doing in college visited me in my life as an adult and said it's time for you to do these things, to use, the gifts, the talents, and the graces that you have to be a change in this world.
Smith soon found himself involved with the Augusta chapter of PFLAG, Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. That led him to working with Augusta Pride and St. Stephen's Ministries, an organization dedicated to helping low-income and homeless people with HIV and AIDS.
The markets that we have here in Augusta, when you provide resources like St. Stephen's Ministries, PFLAG, Augusta Pride, Michelle's Kids, having those resources provide people so that they can save their lives.
Smith tells us he's dedicated the last few years to getting the LGBTQIA community support that was once non-existent.
There's a thing called the Municipality Equality Index, and it rates cities on how they are supportive for diverse communities, particularly communities with people within the LGBTQIA communities. So if you're looking at these things and you say, what is this community lacking? This community, is lacking a sheriff's liaison. We were able to establish a sheriff's liaison.
One memory that will always stick out to Smith are the words from a 60-year-old man who attended Augusta Pride.
And he's like, I can finally embrace who I am. And he says he's never felt more happy to be who he is. Just being able to do that is really important.
Smith tells us he hopes his work encourages people to walk in love.
And everybody wants to have a successful human life. How I choose to live my life might reflect differently than yours, but that doesn't make it any less valid. And I want people to realize that we can all be a part of this.
After 2 years as president of Augusta Pride, Smith is passing the torch. He says he hopes resources in Augusta continue to grow.
To be a lamplight to people's path, because without, lighting the path, people can get lost. And we don't want our children to get lost.
As for himself, he hopes to foster the love in his life.
I'm sending one of my loves into the world. And I want them to be successful too. I want to be cheerleaders for my friends.
As he embarks on this new chapter, Smith is claiming it as his season of yes.
And I'm saying yes to opportunities, yes to things that are new experiences. And so it's opened my life up to abundance. And I always thought I'm in a good season. I am in a really good season. I'm a blessed season.
In Augusta, Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF, News Channel 6.
A season of yes. I like that. And if you would like to nominate someone in our community to receive the Black Excellence Award, just visit our website. That's WJBF.com. Sherry joins me again with another quick check of the forecast. Hey again, Sherry.
Hello, and I have some excellent news to let you know about right now.
Okay.
Looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, we've got sunshine in Aiken. So nice bright sun coming through there along with some blue skies. Just a few mix of clouds in there. So definitely a beautiful morning, especially compared to yesterday. So we had that soggy Saturday. Now we're getting ready for a steamy Sunday. So looking at our satellite and radar, we've got those showers that have already pushed off the coast. So they're out of our neck of the woods, left behind just some partly cloudy skies. But check it out, we do have a frontal system to our north that will be pushing through later on this afternoon. That can bring us some showers and storms then. But right now, temperature-wise, we're in those lower 70s, 72 in Augusta, 73 in Sylvania. Edgefield and Saluda, you're on the cooler side at 70 degrees this morning. But that's not going to be the case throughout most of the day today, as it's going to heat up nicely. In fact, from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., we do have a heat advisory in effect from Wilkes County down to Emmanuel County for heat indice values up to 106. So air temps in the low 90s, but when you factor in that humidity, it's going to be pretty steamy. But for this morning, no need to have any rain gear or anything like that, as it's going to be nice, partly cloudy skies and up to those 80s by lunchtime. So your forecast at a glance this morning looking good with partly cloudy conditions. And then this afternoon, a chance of showers and storms. I'll have have all the details on what you can expect to wrap up your weekend coming up. Back to you, Sean.
All right, Sherry, thank you. One man's extraordinary bond with emergency vehicles. We'll show you how. Next.
The live.
The standard equipment at firehouses is captivating to a lot of us. Some showcase their fiery fandom on social media. And a Fort Mill, South Carolina man just can't get enough of those emergency vehicles. As John Lee tells us, thousands see the fire service through his lens.
What sound does the fire truck make?
Maybe you can hear them blaring in your childhood memories.
Where's the ladder?
The fascination with emergency vehicles starts early.
Up here.
Catherine Mathis and her son James get a closer look at station number 4 in Uptown Charlotte.
What color is that fire truck?
And once a kid gets hooked to hook and ladders and such,
Does the fireman sit in there and they drive it?
firefighter David Budd says you never know how their enthusiasm will grow.
It's always an informal, can we see the trucks type of things.
Like a 360 view of the vehicle.
Adam Rutland was once that boy.
I'm just admiring the style of it.
What do you think of it?
It's perfect. And while I'm taking pictures of the truck, hey Chief,
Yep.
there's one thing you can have his truck pulled out.
He's taken pictures at hundreds of fire stations across the Carolinas.
Fire trucks in your community, these are what they look like.
On social media, his username is Adam Dalmatian. You might argue the account is spread like wildfire because he certainly didn't expect 7,000 followers. But there's something about each set of wheels that are a welcome sight.
Started Instagram, basically it was like my own personal collection that I got to share with the world and everything.
He once hoped that being a first responder was his calling.
But unfortunately, because of asthma and stuff and other kinds of medical issues, I couldn't serve like that. So basically the best way that I could do is show the fire trucks in a positive light.
Unfortunately, that dream of being a firefighter wasn't meant to be. But that sense of disappointment eventually kindled his passion for photography.
Don't focus on your limitations. Focus on your possibilities.
Adam and little James have a common thread. They're enthralled with engines, much like firefighter Bud.
I've been interested in the fire service since I was a kid, so it's cool to see other kids that, wave at the truck.
Adam can't fight fires like his boyhood idols, but as an adult, he found a hobby that keeps him close to community heroes.
Don't let anything slow you down. Don't either stand down or stand up. So
in Charlotte, John Lee.
And we are moving and grooving. Sherry has another check of the forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Over the last
Price Needs Report. The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good morning and happy Sunday to you. Starting off looking at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Marriott. You can see we've got a little soft sunshine peeking through the clouds, so a little soft sunrise there for us, but it's a beautiful sight compared to the dreary, soggy Saturday we had yesterday, right? So today we're going to start off pretty dry, just some clouds mixed in there. Temperatures nice and we'll call it mild at 72 degrees. Winds coming from the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour. So right now, no issues with visibility here in Augusta, but some areas, especially areas that experienced heavy rain yesterday, may have some fog in some low-lying areas, so keep that in mind as you head out the door this morning. Across the nation, we're actually one of the cooler spots in the southeast, so 72 here, 76 in Raleigh, 78 in Birmingham, and back behind us starts warming up, still pretty steamy there in the west, but here at home, starting off on the cooler side, but we will warm up nicely. We are included in this heat advisory all across the southeast. That's from Wilkes County down to Emmanuel County and all the counties in between here in that peach color. Looking at heat indice values up to 106 today. So definitely stay hydrated, stay cool, and stay safe out there. And even if you're not included in those counties, definitely going to be a hot one for us. So looking at our feels like meter, we're going to be in those mid-90s air temp wise, but again, when you factor in the humidity, more like triple digit heat for us. But the good news is, as we move into the work week, air temps are decreasing as well as those real field temps. So just got to get through this Stevie Sunday for us. So if we take a look back at yesterday, it was very cool. So 85 degrees, our official high at Augusta Busch Field. So well below average of 94. And check out those rain totals, over 3 inches of rain here in the Garden City. So almost doubled the totals for the month of July, which was great news for our farmers and our gardeners. So no issues there. Shouldn't be a surprise. No drought to speak of across the region. And we are almost at 40 inches of rain for our total for this year. And we're at a 40% chance today to add to those totals. And that's our best chance for the next couple of days. Then we'll drop it down to 20%, mainly just some isolated afternoon storms for Monday and Tuesday. And then nice and dry for the middle of the week. So let's look at what we can expect for today. For the morning, just kind of a mix of clouds and sun. And I think it'll be partly cloudy skies for most of the morning. But then as we move into the afternoon, we've got those pesky afternoon showers and storms moving in from the north. They will push throughout the afternoon hours. We'll keep an eye on the sky as some of these could have some heavy downpours and some damaging winds, but they will move through pretty quickly as we reach the evening hours. We'll start clearing out, and overnight, partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions to start your Monday. But I mentioned we do have some severe threat, marginal threat throughout the whole area. So main threat being those damaging winds and heavy downpours of rain. So if you're your pool planner for today, looking good for the first half of the day. Definitely a good spot to be to keep you cool. But as we reach those afternoon hours, just keep an eye to the sky. And if you hear the thunder roar, go indoors and seek shelter away from that pool. So your 10-day forecast, your Sunday, looking good for the majority of the day. But then we do have to track some showers and storms in the afternoon. And of course, don't forget that heat advisory in effect for our western counties with heat indice values up to 106.
106.
106.
My goodness. I need some water just thinking about that. And you said afternoon showers, but that's typical for this time of year.
Yeah, very typical, yeah. So not as soggy as yesterday. So.
But goodness, 106. Sherry, thank you. Sports is next.
Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
Earlier this week, the Barnwell 12U softball team headed to Louisiana for the Dixie World Series, and then on Saturday they played their first game representing South Carolina. Taking on Team Georgia, the Barnwell team started off strong with some great defense, as you can see here with this double play, and they went on a hot streak offensively as well, holding on to a 3-0 lead through the third inning. Ultimately, Team Georgia got the win 7-5. But the South Carolina team plays again on Sunday at 10 a.m. for a chance to stay alive in double elimination. We'll have more on Barnwell's World Series run throughout the weekend. Over in the MLB, the Braves hosted the Brewers for Game 2 of their series, and it was the Marcell Ozuna show. Bottom of the first, Braves up by 3. Ozuna smacks it to left center for an RBI double, and that'll make it 4-0 as he lets the Brewers know that they are too small to handle the Big Bear. Then in the bottom of the 7th, Braves up by 6. 1 on for Ozuna. He sends it out to right, and that'll do it, folks. The Braves go on to win 11-5 and take the series. Sunday's final game will start at 1:35, and we'll have highlights right here at News Channel 6. Saturday was moving day at the 3M Open. Defending champ Tony Finau looking to make a run. On the par 4 11th hole, Finau putting for birdie, a great read to sink the birdie putt from over 40 feet away. Finau moves to 11 under, and then on the next hole, Finau's second shot from the rough right in front of a tree. He lands the ball on the fairway, and it rolls all the way to the green. Finau would sink yet another birdie to move to 12 under and would manage to finish the day at 14 under in solo third place. Then in first place, we have Lee Hodges, who was atop the leaderboard after round 2 and has managed to stay there. Here's his tee shot on the par 3 13th, a great shot from him that lands the ball just over 4 feet from the pin. Hodges sinks the birdie putt and moves to 18 under. Then on the final hole, here's his third shot from the green side bunker. Hodges with a nice shot out of the bunker. That'll stop about 7 feet from the hole. He would make the putt for birdie and finish the day in solo first at 20 under with a 5-stroke lead. So with that, let's take a quick look at our leaderboard. We can see Lee Hodges is holding firmly to solo first, and he's got a 5-stroke lead on JT Poston. Then in third is Tony Finau, followed by Aaron Baddeley at 13 under. And finally, also in the mix, we have a local guy, former Georgia Bulldog Keith Mitchell, is tied for 5th at 12 under. It's been a very eventful tournament thus far, and Sunday's round promises more excitement, so we'll keep you posted on the rest of this tournament throughout the weekend. And that does it for Morning Sports.
Bless you. Kira, thank you, and we'll be right back.
Children for
all. Police rescues come in all forms, even when animals are involved. A tiny chick got trapped in a storm drain in Florida. It happened just outside the sheriff's office. A deputy pulled the cover off of the drain and tried to lure the chick out while his mother anxiously paced nearby. In the end, the hen and her baby were safely reunited. I love a great animal story.
Yeah. We know why that mama chicken crossed the road.
Yeah.
To get to her baby.
Yes, ma'am. How's that forecast looking?
So not too shabby. So start off with a mix of sun and clouds, but it's going to be a steamy one. In fact, our western counties under a heat advisory until tonight, and we're tracking some afternoon showers and storms.
All right, sounds good to me. And y'all, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We're back next week. Have a great week. And as always, I love you all.